Hush, streets breathe, lights blur. Night rain, steady on the glass. 2 steps, don't let the shadows pass. New name folded like a note. Keep low, keep the heartbeat close. Eyes down, vanish in the swirl. Who will call your name? The other Lotus Girl, blooming in a world of steel and pearl.
Episode 3, The Debt. 20 months earlier, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Vun woke to her adoptive father's voice, cutting through the apartment walls like a blade. Not the usual morning grumbling, but something sharper, more desperate. She lay still on the narrow mattress beside Mai, listening to Duc's voice rise and fall in the familiar rhythm of a man trying to convince someone of something impossible. Her sister Mai stirred, her 16-year-old face creased with worry as she woke. Van slipped from the bed, bare feet silent on concrete. At 19, she'd learnt to move like smoke when tensions ran high.
I told you I need more time!
Duc was saying into his phone, pacing by the window. His free hand gestured wildly, yellow-stained fingers cutting through the morning light.
The match is tonight! Chelsea are playing like shit this season. It's a sure thing.
Vun's stomach clenched. Another bet. Another promise of salvation that would only dig them deeper. Her adoptive mother Lynn sat at their plastic table, hands wrapped around cold tea. Dark circles shadowed her eyes, and her shoulders curved inward like she was trying to disappear.
Duc,
Lynn whispered when he ended the call.
please. We can't keep doing this.
He spun around, face flushed with anger and fear.
My plan is sound. I've convinced everyone to bet on Chelsea. As United is also playing bad,
His smile returned, manic and bright.
I bet all their money on United and take everything. I'm sure United will win.
He laughed until it became a smoker's cough. Lynn shook her head.
What about the children? You're gambling away their future.
The children will be fine.
His voice cracked.
One good result. One big win. Then I clear most the debt.
Vun stepped into the room. Both adults fell silent, secrets hanging in the air like smoke.
Morning.
She said quietly, moving toward the kitchen. Routine was armour against whatever storm was building. Duc cleared his throat.
Van, take Min to school. I have business.
Her brother, 7-year-old Min, slept behind a curtain, oblivious to the tension crackling around him. Vun nodded, spooning rice into a pot. She felt Lynn's eyes on her, guilt and something that might have been apology. Vun had always known she was different here, not just adopted, but separate in a way that went deep to the bone. There were conversations that stopped when she entered rooms, and monthly payments that came from somewhere Duc and Lynn never discussed. The money had kept them afloat for years, even when Duc's gambling spiraled. But lately, the arguments had grown more frequent. Something had changed. As she stirred rice, Von's mind drifted to the dreams that sometimes haunted her sleep. Fragments that felt too real to be imagination. Sterile white rooms, machine sounds, voices in languages she didn't recognize.
Van,
Duc's voice made her jump. He stood close enough that she could smell stale cigarettes and cheap alcohol.
get me beers for the match.
Something in his tone made her skin crawl.
Of course.
The morning blurred past. Vun rode Min to school on a motorbike, his small hands warm around her waist as they navigated chaotic streets. He chatted about friends and classes, innocent of the knife's edge their family balanced on. Mai had left early for her market job, face carefully blank. She was old enough to sense danger, but too young to understand it. When Vun returned, Duc sat with a stranger. He was well-dressed by the neighbourhood standards, expensive watch, the casual confidence that came with money and power. Lynn was nowhere to be seen.
Van,
Duc said, voice artificially bright.
You are back. Did you get my beer?
Sorry, Dad, I forgot. I'll go now.
She hurried out as two rough-looking men passed her, heading for the house. She rode to the local mall, giving herself time away from whatever trouble Duke had summoned. At a cafe near the entrance, she sat with iced oolong tea, watching traffic crawl past. Two men at a nearby table caught her attention. The older one boasted about business deals while wearing scruffy clothes that contradicted his claims. Big talk, small wallet, just like Duck,
2 million dong profit.
he announced loudly.
Property development.
His companion looked sceptical, but the man didn't notice, too busy believing his own stories. The man's eyes landed on Vun. His gaze travelled slowly, appraisingly.
You hear that, little sister?
He called over.
A smart girl finds a man with money.
Vun kept her eyes on her tea.
I'm talking to you. It's rude not to answer.
She looked up with the flat stare she'd perfected, then stood and left.
No respect.
She heard him mutter behind her.
Girls these days.
Outside, Vun took a breath. The city was full of men like him, like Duck. Big talk, small lives, respect demanded but never earned. When she returned home, she found Duck lying on the floor. Lynn knelt beside him, pressing a bloody cloth to his head, while tears streamed down her face. Vun rushed over.
Dad, are you okay?
She'd seen him take beatings before for unpaid debts, but this was different. His face was a mess of bruises and cuts, blood flowing from his scalp as he clutched his stomach.
How much do you owe them?
Vun asked. Duck's hands shook as he tried to light a cigarette. Vun helped him, steadying the flame.
Started small,
He wheezed.
few bets to make extra money. But then,
He couldn't meet her eyes.
You started keeping the money instead of placing bets.
Vun finished. She'd heard enough conversations to piece it together. He flinched.
thought the bets would lose. They always lose. But they kept winning, and I had to pay out more than I'd taken. So I borrowed more.
How much?
Around 1 billion dong.
The number hit her like a physical blow. More money than their family would see in 5 years. More than Duck could ever repay.
The monthly payments.
Vun sighed suddenly.
The ones that have been coming since I was a child. Where do they come from?
Duck's face went paler.
Van, that's got nothing to do with this.
Tell me.
Her voice was firmer than she'd ever dared use with him.
If people are doing this to you, we need to know how to help.
Silence stretched between them. When he finally spoke, his voice was barely a whisper.
Some people came to us, paid us to take you in, raise you, said you needed a normal family life. The money was never much.
Puzzle pieces clicked into place, forming a picture that made no sense.
Why would they pay you to look after me?
Don't know. You were sick when you came, malnourished, traumatized. They didn't give answers. We felt sorry for you.
Lin continued dabbing his head, the bleeding slowing.
Vun, I'm sorry. I wanted to tell you, but never knew how.
The payments used to cover the debts.
Duck said, struggling to sit up. Both women helped him to a chair.
But not anymore. Barely cover the interest now.
He turned on the TV, cracking open a beer.
But when United beat Chelsea tonight, everything will be fine.
Vun and Lin exchanged looks, shaking their heads.
Maybe we should go out for dinner.
Vun suggested.
Leave you to your match, Dad.
Doug guzzled half the can, burping loudly.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Already engrossed in pre-match coverage, they piled onto Vun's motorbike, herself, Lin, Mai and little Min. They headed to a local bun chow restaurant. The streets buzzed with evening chaos. People were weaving impossible patterns along the pavements and roads as motorbikes clogged the roads. Street vendors were calling out, while the smell of grilled pork mingling with exhaust smoke. At the restaurant, they squeezed onto low plastic chairs around a rickety table. Steaming bowls of noodles, fresh herbs, tangy dipping sauce that clung sweet and sharp to their fingers. They clinked chopsticks instead of glasses, arguing over the crispiest pork belly. Van leaned back, watching them laugh. It was these moments, when life slowed to something simple and bright, that made her happy. Lynn was free from Duck's presence, her guard let down, her eyes shining in the streetlight's glow, unguarded. The traffic rolled past them just feet away, horns blaring, headlights sweeping past, the smell of diesel strong. But around their table the world felt sealed off, like an island of calm in the storm. If she could capture this exact moment, the warmth, the closeness, their voices rising together, she'd never need anything more. They dragged out the meal as long as possible. None of them wanted to return to whatever awaited at home. The streets were still busy as they rode back in silence, heaviness settling over them as they approached the house. Before Vun opened the door, she could hear Duck shouting, things smashing. United had lost. Inside, Duck knelt crying in the middle of the floor. The apartment trashed around him.
3-4! How can they lose? 3-4!
He shouted at the ceiling.
I just needed this one win!
Lynn rushed past him, slumping onto a plastic stool in the corner of the kitchen, her face ashen.
Mom, are you okay?
Vun asked.
Is she okay?
Duck mocked.
What about me?
Vun took Mai and Min to the bedroom, returning quickly to Lynn.
What's different this time? He's lost before.
A crash came from the other room, Duck's phone hitting the wall.
Fucking idiots! 3-2 up, then they scored 2 in injury time. 10 minutes of extra time. How does that happen?
Vun's stomach dropped. This was different. Duck's hands shook violently, eyes wild with panic.
How much?
Vun whispered.
Doesn't matter. I'll fix it. Always fix it.
But his voice cracked.
Dad, just tell your friends the truth. Maybe they'll understand.
Understand?
Duck's laugh was bitter.
Huh? I took their cash. Promised winnings. Now I owe double. More. I look like a fool.
He slammed his fist against the wall. Vun watched him pace like a caged animal. She'd always known this day would come. The debts were mounting, lies growing, stakes rising. Now he'd gone too far.
I need more time.
Duck muttered, reaching for his phone.
One no good, mate.
No!
Lynn rushed over and grabbed his arm.
No more bets. We have to face this.
Duck shoved her away, harder than necessary. She stumbled against the wall.
Don't.
He warned Vun as she stepped forward.
This is my family, my business. You here because I allow it.
The words stung, though she'd heard variations before. Not blood, a charity case. Useful when needed, expendable when convenient. Duck was already dialing. Vun heard the phone ring, then a gruff voice answering.
Sir, about today's results. I know what we discussed, but I need more time.
Duck's voice turned wheedling, pathetic. The response was sharp, angry, loud enough for Vun to catch fragments. Threats, deadlines, consequences.
Please, sir, I'll talk to Van about your generous job offer, but I need more cash.
Vun's blood turned to ice as her adoptive father negotiated her life like livestock. She looked at Lynn.
What job?
Lynn said nothing.
Both girls.
Duck's voice rose in panic.
Sir, please, Mai's only 16. She's just a child.
Lynn sobbed, hand flying to her mouth. Vun felt the world tilt.
Yes, sir, I understand. Tomorrow. You'll come speak to them tomorrow?
Duck's voice was hollow now, defeated.
Thank you for your patience.
He hung up, staring at his cracked screen. When he looked up, his eyes were broken.
They want both just.
He said quietly. Lynn cried openly.
Not my... Please, Duck. She's our daughter. Our blood.
You think I want this?
Duck snapped.
But what choice do I have? If I don't pay, they take everything. At least this way.
He sobbed, banging his fist against his head.
At least. This way. What?
Von found her voice, surprised by its steadiness.
What jobs?
She looked at Lynn with hurt.
My is your blood? Don't I count?
Lynn sobbed harder.
Please, Vân. It's not like that. She's too young to go.
Duke's face darkened.
Shut up. Mr. Wien will explain tomorrow.
He pointed at Von.
You're here because I was paid to take you in. Don't forget that.
The words hit like a physical blow.
Who paid you?
Does it matter? But it's time for a return on our investment.
Von felt something cold settle in her chest. She looked at Lynn, hoping for contradiction, defense. But Lynn just cried harder.
Mom?
Von's voice was small now, childlike.
You're not going to defend me. I'm sorry.
Lynn whispered.
I want to, but we needed the money.
Von understood now. She'd never been family. Just a business transaction from the beginning.
Go to your room.
Duck ordered.
Keep the others with you. I don't want to hear from you tonight.
Von nodded, heading to the bedroom where Mai and Min huddled on the mattress, terrified.
What job?
Mai asked.
What does Dad want us to do?
Von shrugged.
I don't know. But don't worry. He's just drunk. He loves you. He wouldn't make you do anything bad.
Mai looked at her with trust and terror.
Dad loves you too, Van. As you said, he's just drunk.
Von forced a smile before burying her face in her pillow, silently sobbing. She had no idea what Duke had got them into, but she doubted it was anything good. As they cuddled together on the floor, Von felt the weight of tomorrow pressing down on them. Whatever was coming, she would face it. She would protect Mai and Min as much as she could. It was all she had left to control.
Hush, streets breathe.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this, please like the episode. New chapters are on the way. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next installment. Want more? Read Janus Origin, Threads of Control. The Other Lotus Girl stands alone, but ties into the Janus Origin universe. The threads connect toward the end. Thanks again for listening.
Call your name, the other lotus girl, blooming in a world of steel and pearl. The other lotus girl, say my name and watch the night unfurl. The other lotus girl, I'm the echo you can't drown, the quiet in the world. The other lotus girl, lotus, rise slow, lotus, don't let go. Red to green but I don't move, signal waits for a different truth. If a legend keep me near, if you hear me pull me clear. The other lotus girl, blooming where the dark unfurls.